So this is a day at work. This is my daily commute. Um, you'll see Jerry's house coming up now, and as you can see, it overlooks Loch Gairloch. So it's about 8:30 this morning. I'm off to work. Um, yeah, this is the bottom of the hill where you can start to see Gairloch village at the head of the loch up there. That's the house I painted, which is opposite the bank. I was up that chimney a couple of weeks ago. And this is the pier, Gairloch Pier, where I bring Caravan in every now and again to fill up with water and fuel and so on. It's getting much quieter now because the Scottish kids have gone back to school. So we're crossing at the head of the loch now. You can see the pier up on the right hand side, and we're about to drive down the other side of the loch up to a place called Badacrow. I'm not really driving this fast. This is 4 times speed because it's such a long drive. I thought you'd get a bit bored. So yeah, so it is a pity about the sky because it's grey and because it's a bit overexposed up there. What you can't see are the massive Torridon Mountains that I could see, but there we are. Um, yeah, I'll shut up for a minute. Hang on. Right, as we come along here, it becomes single track in a minute, and believe it or not, this is the main road up the west coast. This is the biggest road there is, and yet in a minute it's single track. So you can see how sort of completely rural it is. But so we come to a little bridge in a minute, and we turn right up and over this little bridge just up here. And that takes us to what they call the other side. Everybody knows it is just the other side. Right. And we'll go back to normal speed now for a little while. So we're heading up to a place first of all called Shieldaig, and on the left you'll see the little Badacrow River. You'll catch glimpses of it now and again. There's supposed to be trout in there, but I've never seen anybody fishing it. You can see it run alongside, it's ever so pretty. And that comes from the big loch, the big freshwater loch, which is up the road here in a minute. I should have moved my Gairloch times, shouldn't I? All I've done is drop my camera on top of that little pad that's for the navigation thing, the Garmin sat nav thing. So I've just got my camera sitting on there at the moment. There's the BT man apparently putting in fibre. You can see all the white diamonds, they're passing places, which you'll see me dive into now and again. We're coming up to Shieldaig Lodge, which is a posh hotel, and it's where I leave the dinghy to go out to Caravan. There she is, look. And we're actually looking at Jerry's house, so we're right the other side of the loch now. I'm in that mooring for about the next 3 weeks, and then she goes round to her new mooring at Badacrow. Tides out a little bit at the moment. This is where that glass bottom boat operates. It comes across here because it's only 6 foot deep everywhere, this far in. And they can see the bottom. They get crabs, and what they do, they find crabs and starfish, and if they find any beer cans, they tell the kids it's because they've had a party. There was a crab Kaylee the night before. I think it speeds up again in a minute because we've got a long way to go. Yeah, and we're off. This is Lecknessade, and a little bit further up was that grotty flat that I'm so glad I didn't go in there. I think I'd have been so miserable paying for it because it was just awful, really awful. But I've been very lucky because Jerry's still letting me use his house while he's not here. I'm off today to do a little bit of plumbing, put some of these kitchen cabinets on the wall, avoid this Mercedes. Yeah, a little bit of plumbing, put some of these cabinets on the wall, and then the local community centre. I'm just letting the BT man go past. Um, the local community centre's got a problem with its shower, so I'm going off to sort that out. That's the big freshwater loch that was supplying the river earlier on. We go across it in a minute. Very pretty, but very midgy in the summer, that bit, because it's full of weed. They seem to like it. You need 10 miles an hour of wind at least, and that keeps the midges down. But when there's a little lull, immediately, oh, they're hateful things. So we're going over the other wee bridge, which goes over the loch, the freshwater loch, Badacrow Loch. There you go. Pretty. And then I will get a tripod and try and do this properly one day, because it's so pretty, and get all my exposures right so you can see more of the scenery. But I just thought you'd like to see it. And the next bit, we're actually coming into Badacrow itself. And there's an inn, there's a pub, and there's a few houses, but I wanted to show you it because it's where Caravee's going next with her mooring. That's what speed you really have to drive at. It's about 12. Yeah. Which I've even learned to say it now, is Badacrow. And the Badacrow Inn is just down there. There's a house on the left here that wants a vanity sink put in, so I'll be coming back to do that one when they're ready. And that's Dry Island, and you can just see the causeway. Tide's out at the moment, but we're looking at where Caravee's going to sit. But I was actually working in Dry Island, and then just coming back, I just couldn't resist it. You see what these are? They're proper heel and goo. So it looks like they're back end until you close in, and then you see the size of the horns sitting on the front of them, but they're ever so gentle. So there we are, there's my commute to work.